Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from 9 Group of English Language Teaching A1 class. I am Amelia Azarista with my friends Maratul Fitriah and Nabila Rashada. We will present about our material, teaching, writing approach. First, what is writing? According to Brown 2001, writing is a language skill which is used to communicate indirectly with other people. Dawson said that writing is the act of making up correct sentences and transmitting them through the visual medium as marked on paper. It means through writing we are able to share ideas, arouse feelings, persuade, and convince other people. Then, according to Nicole, there are 4 genres of writing. First, narrative. Narrative writing is a type of writing in which the author plays himself as a character or not and narrates the story. Novels, short stories, poetry, and biographies can fall into the narrative. Narrative writing often has situations like dispute, conflicts, actions, problems, and solutions. The second, descriptive. Descriptive writing is a style of writing which focuses on describing a character, an event, or a place in great detail. It is sometimes poetic in nature, in which the author is specifying the details of the event rather than just the information of what happened. The third, expository writing. Expository writing is a subject-oriented writing style in which the main focus of the author is to tell you about a given topic or subject and leaves out their opinions. Expository is usually in a logical order and sequence. And the last, persuasive. Persuasive writing contains the opinions. It is a type of writing which contains justifications and reason to make someone believe in what the author believes in.
There are two important approaches in the teaching writing: product-focused approach and process approach. Product-focused approach is a traditional approach in teaching writing. Its origin can be traced back to the development of the audiolingual method in the beginning of 20th century. While in process approach is a criticism to the traditional product-focused approach, which gives an overwhelming emphasis on accurate grammar and reduce the creativity in writing process. It seeks to find out more about how a good writer is able to produce a good composition. Through this way, the teacher will be able to know how to teach an effective writing process to their students. This approach is more suitable for advanced students than basic and intermediate one, as the former have already had sufficient proficiency to organize and express their idea in the target language. In product-focused approach, according Richard, the control and guide technique has several steps. First, providing models to which learner make minor change and substitution. The teacher may provide the student with the model of the text and ask them to modify it into a new form of the text. The modification may include the content, seminar structures, and idea organization. This technique is good as it gives the student a shortcut to the idea they are going to write. Second, expanding an outline or summary. The student may start their writing with an outline or summary on particular topics. They should develop this outline into the complete piece of writing. This technique is a good one for those who still have the problem in finding the ideas. Third, constructing paragraph form, frames, table, or other guides. The teacher may also start the teaching with discussing the forms, table, or pictures about particular topic. After ensuring that the student have understood the explanation, He may ask them to write a composition based on these guides. 4. Producing a text through answering a set of questions. Producing a text through answering a set of questions is another good technique to teach writing. The student will develop the answers of the question into paragraph or essay. The questions are developed based on sentence levels, simple, compound, or complex. After completing all series of the book, the students are expected to be able to have a free writing using these different sentence levels. 5. Sentence combining, developing complex sentence following different rules of combination. Sentence combining is a good way to make a versatile writer. This technique teaches the student how to compose effective sentence. Through several exercises, the students are trained to combine several simple sentences into a good complex sentence. Process approach. Anthony Shaw suggests seven stages in the teaching of writing. First, rehearsing or planning. In this stage involves finding a topic, thinking about topic, letting ideas interact, develop and organize themselves, and thinking about the audience and the purpose of writing text. Some activities that can be employed in rehearsing or planning stage are journals, brainstorming, free association, value clarification, clustering or word mapping, ranking activities, quick writing or rapid free writing, and information gathering activity or VH questions. Second, drafting or writing. Drafting or writing involves getting ideas onto paper in word form. The students are to express the idea onto the paper rapidly. In this stage, they don't have to be preoccupied with some grammatical errors. Instead of that, they should focus on implementing what they have sketched out in the planning stage through rough readings. Audience, purpose, and form of the writing should be considered in this stage. In addition, there are some techniques to begin the writing, such as starting statement to arrest reader attention, a short summary of the rest of the writing, an up quotation, a provocative question, a general statement, an analogy, a statement of purpose, and so on. Third is responding. Responding is carried out between drafting and revising, where the students' work are responded by either teachers or peer students. Next is revising. In this stage, the student may have some deletion or addition as necessary. The student not only revise the grammatical errors but also improve the content that are intended to say. They must make sure that what has been said in their paper is what is expected to say. Some activities that are worth using in this stage are peer feedback, group correction activities, rewriting exercise, revising heuristic, teacher feedback, and checklists. 5 is editing. Editing is imposed between revising and evaluating, where students revise the draft before being evaluated by the teachers. They should edit any mistake related to punctuation, grammar, idea, or purpose, or etc. 6 is evaluating. In this stage, the teacher evaluates the students' work by using either analytical evaluation or holistic one. Analytical is based on specific aspect of writing ability, and holistic is based on a global interpretation of the effectiveness of that piece of reading. Finally, to make the writing products more useful, the last stage is post-writing stage is added after evaluation. The teacher can do some activities with the complete writing such as publishing, sharing, reading aloud, transforming text for the text performance, or merely displaying text on notice boards.
Okay, now we are going to the next material. According to Douglas Brown 2001, there are 5 types of classroom writing performance. The first is imitative or writing down. The second is intensive or controlled. The third is self-writing. The fourth is display writing. And last is real writing. And then let's talk about first types. Imitative or writing down. At the beginning level of learning to write, students will simply write down English letters, words, and possibly sentences in order to learn the conventions of the orthographic code. Some forms of dictation fall into this category, although dictation can serve to teach and test higher order processing as well. Dictations typically involve the following steps. Part A. Teacher reads a short paragraph once or twice at normal speed. B. Teacher reads the paragraph in short phrase units of 3 or 4 words each, and each unit is followed by a pause. C. During the pause, students write exactly what they hear. D. Teacher then reads the whole paragraph once more at normal speed so students can check their writing. And last, scoring of students' written work can utilize a number of rubrics for exacting points. Usually spelling and punctuation errors are not considered as grammatical errors. Now, the second type is intensive or controlled. This intensive writing typically appears in controlled written grammar exercise. A common form of controlled writing is to present a paragraph to students in which they have to alter a given structure throughout. So, for example, they may be asked to change all present tense verbs to past tense. In such a case, students may need to alter other time differences in the paragraph. Guided writing loosens the teacher's control but still over a series of stimulators. For example, the teacher might get students to tell a story displayed on a videotape by asking them a series of questions. Where does the story take place? Describe the principal character. What does he say to the woman in the car? Yet another form of controlled writing is a dictocom. Here, a paragraph is read at normal speed, usually 2 or 3 times. Then the teacher asks students to rewrite the paragraph to the best of their recollection of the reading. In one of several variations of the dictocom technique, the teacher, after reading the passage, puts keywords from the paragraph in sequence of the chalkboard as cast for the students. Now the third type is self-writing. A significant proportion of classroom writing may be devoted to self-writing, or writing with only the self in mind as an audience. The most silent instance of this category in classroom is note-taking, where students take notes during a lecture for the purpose of later recall. Other note-taking may be done in the margins of books and on odd scraps of paper. Diary or journal writing also falls into this category. However, in many circumstances, a dialogue journal in which a student records thoughts, feelings, and reactions, and which an instructor reads and responds to, while ostensibly written for oneself, has two audiences. Next, the four types. Display writing. It was noted earlier that writing within the school curricular context is a way of life. For all language students, short answer exercise, essay examinations, and even research report will involve an element of display. For academically bound ESL students, one of the academic skills that they need to master is a whole array of display writing techniques. And then the last types, real writing. There are three subcategories illustrate how reality of writing can be injected. The first is academic. The language experience approach gives groups of students opportunities to convey genuine information to each other. Content-based instruction encourages the exchange of useful information, and some of this learning uses the written word. Group problem-solving tasks, especially those that relate to current issues and other personally relevant topics, may have a writing component in which information is genuinely sought and conveyed. Peer editing work adds to what would otherwise can be an audience of one and provides real writing opportunity. In certain ESP and AIP courses, students may exchange new information with each other and with the instructor. The second is vocational or technical. Quite a variety of real writing can take place in classes of students studying English for advancement in their occupation. Real writers can be written. Genuine directions for some operation or assembly might be given, and actual form can be filled out. These possibilities are even greater in what has come to be called English in the workplace, where the ESL is offered within companies and corporations. And the last is personal. In virtually any ESL class, diaries, letters, postcards, notes, personal message, and other informal writing can take place, especially within the context of an interactive classroom. While certain texts may somewhat contradict, nevertheless, the genuine exchange of information can happen. And now let's talk about the difficulty of writing. Why is writing so hard? It demands the integration of diverse cognitive, memory, linguistic, motor, and affective systems, each of which makes its own unique contribution to the writing process and the text that gets written. Readers must juggle all of the systems simultaneously. Naturally, if jugglers focus on how they are throwing and catching only one or two of 5 balls, they are likely to drop the others. The key to keeping all the balls in the air is to understand and master the many foundation skills required for juggling so that they can be integrated fluidly. The same principle holds for writing. This statement is according to the Singer 2004.
That's our presentations. Thank you for watching, and sorry if there are some mistakes. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.